Welcome to Silverstone this weekend, Silverstone GP. Test day today, Friday as usual. Been out for one session that went really well, got some good times, straight on the pace. Like last week on Arden Sim, it really helped having Angus with me just to have the track in my head straight away as soon as I get here. And luckily I've got Angus here with me today as well to coach me, because he's not racing unfortunately, so he's going to put his time into coaching me, which is amazing, so thanks to him for that. But we've just been through some data just now, as you'll see in a minute, and it's so much easier to talk through with someone that obviously is a pro and has done so much racing in cars, and just to see what he thinks I should do, and then I can go back on track later on and make that happen. Today might be pointless, you know, because it's very sunny, but tomorrow says it's going to rain, so we'll see what happens. So obviously you've probably seen Angus in previous videos. He's coaching me this weekend, and hopefully if he can make more rounds this year. But you probably, haven't heard what he actually does in the racing world, so I'll let you talk for your career.
Yeah, it's good and well made. Well, I'm Angus Fender. I've been racing for 12 years. I've got quite a lot of GT racing experience. I raced GT3 for 2 years for BMW and Mclaren. Jumped in the Praga for Snetterton and Alton this year as he's being a knob. Get out of here. Had a good round at Alton last time out. Ended up winning both races, which, fortunate as it might have been, I think it's time that Goldie gets a little bit of good luck as opposed to me. So I'm here helping everyone out and running through setup and data, and so far it's been really productive. So all things considered, I think we're on for a really good race today, and fingers crossed. Turn one's already better. You've used more track and you've pushed the later on exit. You've had to slow up because of the traffic. Hello, threading the needle.
Yeah, I am too, yeah.
Roll, no brake.
No brake.
Tight, 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 tight. Lift again, no brake. Flat.
Okay.
That was a lot better than the lap before.
That's right then.
See the confidence just building up?
Yeah, that's what it was.
I mean, you can probably see they've probably already found the thick end of a second just through 4 corners.
100%. Yeah.
But I want to set you another challenge.
Yeah.
Don't start your lifting or braking until you run this curb.
Okay. Don't start
In GT3, you're travelling in here around maybe 20 mile an hour faster.
It's not a
you
brake,
brake at
is
the start.
it? It's a lift.
The really quick guys are just lifting.
Okay, that's what I'm going to do then.
Most people are having a small brake, whereas you're having quite a long lift, which is the right idea by not pitching the car too much. But it can just come a lot later, and if you use the aero more, you'll actually notice that you can travel in a lot more speed. But yeah, my challenge to you, in GT3 I braked at this point here and I went down a gear.
Okay.
Before sending it over this inside curb. That one there.
That could work, because that could set you up well for the next bit.
I wouldn't take the big curve, but I'd definitely brake where the rubber mark is on the red. This bit. Oh, it is nervous, isn't it?
It is. It's
really
nervous. It's
oh my God.
proper horrible, but...
It's just, I want to go and find the Ferrari.
I think it's further on.
Oh, further on, is it?
Yeah.
Ah, there you go. Here we go. Ooh, wow. That's some poor driving. Waiting. And the Ferrari can't make his mind up either. It's kind of there. Are you there?
Oh.
I've checked the floor's alright, but that was close, okay? The driving's okay, just we need to make the car more stable because it looks nervous as hell at the moment.
It's horrible, yeah.
Yeah. So, I think taking some brake out will just take a little bit of edge off the front. Yeah. Which I think will actually give you the stability you need to load the car up properly.
That's what it feels like.
Yeah.
Just too much on the front and nothing on the back.
Yeah, so you know what my challenges are.
Yeah.
You want to push braking back in turn 2.
Yeah.
And you want to try and trace the white line around the exit of the loop, which is the really tight bit there. Okay? Yeah, agreed. Mega.
Thank you. As I was saying, so on a test day, like today, every Friday, we obviously feed back to the mechanics as much as we can. If we feel like the car can go, can go quicker in certain corners, and we can change the wing or the ride height or anything involved. Test days are the best, obviously the best time to do it, because you don't want to be making changes on a race day, you know, during a race, obviously. So you try and get it to a T on test day so both drivers are happy with it. As you guys know, obviously at the last round we had a few problems with the gears on the steering wheel. So they actually found the fault, and it was quite a big fault. So obviously that's what we want to hear, because if they found a big fault, they can fix it. So they've actually replaced the whole steering wheel and the loom just inside there, and we've got a brand new one, and it's been working perfectly all day. So fingers crossed it will last us for the 2-hour race tomorrow. So race day today, obviously it's completely different, it's wet, but I'm quite happy about it at the moment because practice went quite well, didn't it? I've had Angus with me all weekend so far, you know, coaching me, did a track walk last night, and just from going out in the wet then, it makes me realise how fast I can actually go in the dry. Obviously we were third fastest in practice. I know it's only practice, but it gives me good confidence for later on.
So, definitely a good start to the day, and we've worked really hard on driving and setup over the weekend. It's nice to know that it's all working well, so fingers crossed the races later on we will be looking in good stead.
Agreed. So it is now drying up at Silverstone. I've just gone to literally just check the track, and earlier there was standing water. Now there's absolutely like no standing water, and it's drying so fast. So, I mean, it's kind of good news, but also I wouldn't have minded a wet quali because I was very quick in practice. I mean, we were third overall. Also, later on we've got, obviously it's a 2-hour long race this weekend, so it's a little bit different, the whole scenario of what happens. So obviously, hour-long stints each, but it varies because obviously we need to do a fuel stop as well to fill up the fuel. So one driver will have to do a longer stint than the other driver. This is bearing in mind there's no safety cars or anything. So one driver will end up doing just over an hour, and the other driver will be doing about 55 minutes, something like that. So it's going to be very tactical, especially if the weather's like this. It's going to be, do we come in to change tyres? But can you make the time back up if you're on slicks? Is it going to be dry? Is it going to be wet? So it's going to be one of those days today. So fingers crossed for us guys, and we'll bring home a good result. Done, 6th or 7th, I'm not sure. I think the stink car might have just got past us on the last lap, but Jimmy did brilliantly. I went out first because Jimmy was a bit nervous about the wet, which I 100% understand, and I got into second overall, and I was getting faster and faster. You can feel the tyres going off because obviously the track's getting dry, so you can feel them coming off, but then brought it into Jimmy. Jimmy went out, was absolutely flying. With all the fast drivers, managed to keep it P6, so can't complain about that. Really happy with that. I think that's our best quali yet we've had, you know, in every round. So we're only going to go forward in the race now.
Silverstone Grand Prix circuit. Yeah, you fucking start this one, right?
You're doing good, mate. That's your first time around Silverstone Grand Prix in the wet, and it's a bit of a scary circuit, right? You got the car moving around?
Everywhere.
Good lads. Everywhere. Like it, get comfortable with it. Now we're in a better place for the race.
Yeah.
We're only going to go forward in the race. Yeah? Got a long 2-hour race ahead of us. Chin up.
Thank you, guys.
Chin up.
Daddy Goldie.
So the weather has dramatically changed, as you can see. Sunshine. So the race is looking like it's obviously going to be dry to start with, but the forecast is saying it could rain later on, maybe like an hour into the race, which would be my stint because I'm going out second. So I think that's the best plan that we could possibly have done, and that's what we're going for. So Jimmy's starting the race, I'm going second. So I haven't actually done a long stint like this before. I mean, I've done long stints in testing, qualifying, but this year I definitely had the bad luck of the safety cars this year. What was he doing? Anyway, it's an hour-long stint for each of us, so it's going to be a long one. It's going to be difficult. I keep thinking he's behind me. Yeah, an hour-long stint for both of us, so it's going to be difficult because normally it's only half an hour. Now when I think back to it being half an hour, I'm like, that's easy. So it's going to be difficult.
First corner it is. Richard Wells who makes the best start as expected. The big Nissan moving up the inside there as well.
So, just finished the first race and we've got some good news this time. Everything went well and we got 5th in class and 6th overall, which we really cannot complain about. After starting 7th on the grid, having a blip in the middle with the rain pouring down, we came in, made a decision to change tyres. Yeah, it might have been the wrong decision, but to go back to 5th from like 18th, I think, something like that when we came out. It's brilliant. so I'm really happy with the result, and I know we could have had the pace for the top 3, so there's nothing to complain about this weekend. I'm really happy, and now on to Brands to, you know, definitely get that podium.
I think there's definitely a lot of positives to be taken. Like, this result today would have been one that they'd have been happy with at the start of the season, and to battle back through from, I think it was 24th
Yeah.
to finish 6th overall, 5th in class, I think is nothing short of superb. I'm very proud of Jem's driver and a person for keeping her head together and charging back through, and it takes a lot of talent and bravery and also brain power to do something like that, and she got her elbows out. She listened to what I said, and I think these are the steps you take on the way to success, and if that's another bump in the road, then so be it, and the success will come sooner or later. It just will.
Thank you to all you guys subscribing and liking the videos. I really appreciate it. I hope we've brought you a good result this weekend. I know we have, so keep watching, and I'm sure we'll get that podium soon.
Oh, Jem, you got a little, keep filming, that little moustache.
Yeah, oil toe.
Oil tash.
Have I had that the whole time?
Yes.
So I've just been told by my manager that I had a moustache on my tyre mark or something, so sorry for that for like half the video.